Welcome to Lycomingfootball.com, the Wednesday show. This is before the Wilkes game, and on a stormy Wednesday. I don't know how you're going to make out with practice here. Chance to have to go inside?
Maybe, John. I tell you what, actually, I was just joking with Joe Agostino. Coach Girardi is actually here today, so I feel pretty good about our chances of beating the weather. We used to say that he controlled it, so I'm not worried at all.
Yeah. It felt a little bit like Groundhog Day with the Brockport game, and I know you're disappointed with that, but last year we had a bad start and still came back 8-2. How do you get a team? How is this team after that game as far as looking forward?
Well, look, I think there were certainly some post-game concerns, and they're still around. But we basically told the guys, look, we didn't coach our best game. We clearly didn't play our best game or execute as well as we possibly could, and that we needed to deal with that Saturday night and come back and kind of fix a lot of mistakes on Sunday. But as of 5 o'clock Sunday, look, we're into the conference and we're getting ready to play Wilkes. And if we continue to beat ourselves up over what was, a subpar performance against Brockport, in large part because of how Brockport played, but we didn't play the way we're capable of, then it's going to linger. And so we had a great Tuesday. We're optimistic about practice today, as long as the weather allows us to get outside, and we'll get some good work in. And we have good plans in place to hopefully play as well as we can on Saturday at home against Wilkes.
Wilkes is coming in here. They're 1-0. They beat Sunny Morristown, something like that.
Morrisville, yep.
Morrisville, 41-to-26,
yep,
I believe.
Absolutely. Yep.
5 running touchdowns. So they've always had a good running attack.
They do. Listen, they're going to try, to line up and run the football. They're going to use multiple formations, more than 5 offensive linemen at times. They have a couple really talented running backs and an athletic quarterback. So we absolutely, Coach Weiser always focuses on stopping a run, but we need to do that this week and see if they can beat us throwing the ball.
Looking at, I thought a lot of positives in the Brockport game, even the way it turned out. The defense played rock solid for probably 2/3 of that game. Looked like maybe they got tired. I guess no excuses, but on the field a lot. But and we never had good field position. And they still hung in there for a long time. Sure.
No, look, defensively, I told the team afterwards, especially for the first half, they were really good. Forced a couple of red zone turnovers. We did not play anywhere close to the way we're capable of playing for 60 minutes. The offense didn't help the defense out. We were really, really bad on third downs and didn't have to be. The field position can be used – it can be offered as an excuse, but it's not legit. We had opportunities to change the field, and we never did. There were opportunities that we had to execute, and we did not. And so that's our fault. It's not just where you start. It's we've had 90-plus yard scoring drives in the past, and while it's hard to do that all day, we just didn't make the most of the opportunities that were there. So, again, look, the Brockport loss is behind us, and we're going to focus and move on and find a way to execute a lot better against Wilkes this weekend.
I know we've had some changeover in the offensive line, and we have a lot of inexperience in the offensive line. Is that a major concern for you right now? No,
not necessarily. I'll tell you, John, what happened. A couple of things. Quite honestly, look, we do miss the 2 guys that graduated, right? Andrew Wagner, Cody Moyer were all conference players. But Casey Struss is a good player, and Garrett Hartman's a good player, and Greg Kovacs will get back this week at tight end, which will help us up front. Matt Patterson has a chance to be a very good player. Matt Bloom has proven that he's ready to be a starter in our conference at right tackle. Mike Chaput and even the freshman Austin Middle that we're playing. It's a good enough group up front. Maybe not as strong right now as where we were last year, but they're getting better every day. We're going to be a bigger physical group, I think. And so while the sacks last week were alarming, but they're not all on the offensive line. Most were, but there were some protection breakdowns and some communication things that led to that, which we're absolutely fixing this week.
See, that's what I. When the offensive line's together for a long time, they start to know each other's habits left and right of themselves.
Yep.
And in my mind, it takes a little while for them to to start to learn each other, and that happens day by day.
Sure. And part of that is, there are adjustments that the quarterback can make. Part of sacks fall on the running backs. I mean, it's a group effort, right? So it's not all 5 guys. I mean, they had 6 and 7 guys at the line of scrimmage, and part of that is, certain times it's up to the quarterback to get the offensive line where he wants them. It's up to the running backs to block the people they're responsible for, and it's absolutely up to the offensive line to win the individual battles against the guys they're supposed to block. And all of those things were issues at times the other day.
Well, Lycoming plays Wilkes again 1 o'clock on Saturday at David Person Field. Good luck, Mike, and thanks for talking to us.
No problem, John. We're excited. Look, this is league play now, and
yeah, the MAC conference has started.
Yeah, absolutely, great opportunity for us. So, thanks, John.
Yep. This has been a production of LycomingFootball.com.